here we are in one of Bree's favorite positions. Reclining, relaxing, chilling out. Oh, Breester. Breester has a number of nicknames given to her by Ben, and some of them sound incredibly dubious, like lazy. But it's difficult to deny that Breester often acts as if she was lazy, when actually I think, in fact, she is demonstrating one of the marvelous qualities that I wanted to praise her for today. The name of this reflection is Be Like Bree, because Bree is a frequent companion of mine. She stays with me on the boat, and when Ben goes out of town, it's just the Bree and I, it's just the girls chilling together on the boat, or in this case, on the board. And Bree has become my paddling companion ever since I moved up here to the Delta. And I am so thrilled about that, because she was not big on the paddleboard when we were in Santa Cruz. So today I am here to praise Bree and actually just affirm some things about what I like about her influence upon me, because I am cultivating some of the traits that she models on a regular basis. In my life, I'm cultivating those traits as a result of, being inspired by Bree. So, be like Bree. I think that's a fun, or be like the Bree, as Ben says. I think that would be a fun t-shirt. Wouldn't it be a fun t-shirt? Be like the Bree. Some of the things that Bree models for me. She knows how to relax, for sure. I don't underestimate the power of this capability, because I frequently resist relaxation. There's this sense in which I'm like, if I relax, will I kind of come unwound and just like not want to get up again? And there are definitely times to stay like focused and drive forward and all that. But when it comes to being able to relax, I think there is a distinct advantage to being able to be like Bree and just say, I'm chilling now. So Bree is fabulous at modeling for me a being who is capable of true relaxation. I see a friend coming over. Oh, I'm gonna let you guys see this. This is not Bree's favorite part. So now you get to see another side of Bree, because here comes our passing friend. And now we are going to experience the wake of that boat. Not Bree's favorite part. Maybe I should hold on to my phone. It's okay, Breester. Maybe I should hold on to Bree. We're in it together, Bree. Yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's actually not that bad. It wasn't that big of a boat. But she knows, I think she knows what happens when the big boat goes by. I say big boat. The boats can get a lot bigger than that. But there we go. Now we're just kind of rocking. Look at that. Yeah. Woo. Good girl. Here's another trait I love about Bree. Although she is appropriately cautious, she's willing to try new things. For example, paddling. She was actually willing to start trying paddling, even though there are some things about it that I think are a little unnerving. And look at, she's even willing to put her chin down, which says, I am really at home here. Oh, I do appreciate that about you, Bree. Thank you for being willing to try new things. She's not completely risk averse. Another thing I love about Bree is she is playful. She's got such a great playful side, and every night at about 7 o'clock, she pulls out the pink squeaky toy. And when the pink squeaky toy comes out, oh my goodness, we see another side of Bree. The whimsical, playful, energetic, wild side. I love that she uncorks her uninhibited self and just lets it rip, chasing her pink squeaky toy all over the place. And since I like to think in metaphor, I think, what is my pink squeaky toy? You know? For me, I think it's a lot of times it's moving. Actually, getting on this board is a version of my pink squeaky toy. It's the thing that just brings me to life. It enlivens me and it relaxes me. And I think that Bree's pink squeaky toy is a delightful metaphor for whatever it is that brings us joy and just brings us to life. Yeah, I love being like the Bree-ster when it comes to finding things that just perk me up. What else? What else about the Bree? Bree knows how to snuggle. She doesn't snuggle every time we want her to, but most of the time she's up for a good snuggle. Snuggling is super important for me. What else? Oh, Bree loves to find a good spot in the sun. She adores the sun. She's like a little sun worshiper. She will always find the warm spot, whether it's in front of the heater or out on the deck or just a sunny spot in the boat where the sun happens to be coming through the window. And truly, you know, there is something so healthy for me about getting out into the sun. Again, it's so easy for me to just kind of hibernate myself away in the boat and be like, I'm going to do one more thing. And then later I'll go out. I'm famous for saying, I'm going to do one more thing and then I'll go into the sun and get my vitamin D. And you know, by the time I finish all of those tasks that I've set aside for myself, the sun is down and it's too late. So I am being more like Bree these days by just cutting off my task in the middle and saying, I can always come back. It will be here tonight. And I am going to go get some sun. I am going to soak it up just like the Bree. Yeah. Oh, here's another fun thing. Bree knows how to delight in her dinner. Delight in her dinner, I say. She adores her dinner. It probably helps that we put a little bacon grease in it. And she, oh my gosh, she stands on her back legs and begs for it. She absolutely adores her dinner, and it's so cute to watch her savoring it. And I too have found that it does something for my soul when I pause and just adore my dinner. Oh, look at that. Oh, did you hear that? She's snoring. I think her eyes are open, but I can't even see her eyes. She's like snoring. She's doing her deep sigh. That is another great thing. How often do we just sigh? Do we just feel like, you know? The kind that feels satisfying, like, yes. I know there are lots of kinds of sighs, and I'm not saying that the other kind are bad. There's the frustrated sigh and the grief-filled sigh and all of that. That's good too. But this is a sigh that's like, I have to do it intentionally as kind of part of my daily breathing. Just sighing audibly in a way that makes my whole being pay attention and say, yeah, it's the happy sigh. It's, yeah. Those are sounds that I don't think I make very often, unless I mean to. It feels kind of vulnerable to make that kind of a sigh, but it feels good to my whole body. It's like everything in me sits up and takes notice and goes, oh, right, yeah, we feel grateful or we feel happy or whatever. Just because I made that sound, I actually feel happier. It's like my whole self believes the sound. There's power in sound. Oh, I know another great thing about Bree. This is probably true of all dogs and animals. They know how to shake it off. You know what I'm talking about? Holy moly, she can shake it off. It's that shake that the dog does after it's wet. Or in this case, after Bree gets a lot of rubbing and petting and attention. It's so cute. She decides when enough is enough, and then she hops down and she will just do this wonderful shake that has an extra little ring to it because her collar will jingle and jangle, and you can hear that little ting 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 ting. And it's her being like, yeah, I'm good. And, you know, personally, I don't know why you need to shake off a pet or a snuggle, you know, if they've been petted. But in any case, she's just kind of establishing her equilibrium again, I guess, just kind of getting herself reset. But she knows how to do a good shake. And I, too, have discovered the power of a shake and a shimmy and a wiggle. Shaking your body, your spine, your rear end, your tail, I call it shaking my tail, is actually, it's like a really primal, useful, healing, invigorating thing. I often tell my students that. Just shake your tail and stand up and shake your tail and see if it kind of re-energizes you. See if it wakes up your brain, if it refreshes your body, because I know it works for me. It certainly works for Bree. I think the last thing I have to say about Bree, there's two things. One is she can wag her tail like nobody's business. I love Bree's tail wag. When Bree wags her tail, I think she's actually wagging her whole body. Bree wags her body, and the tail goes with it. This wag is such an expressive wag, and it happens pretty much any time she's with her peeps and she's conscious of it. So if we can be in the same room with her, and if we start talking about her, it's like she knows we're talking about her and she starts wagging. So how in the world would I want to be like Bree in this way? I think it's related to the whole shaking thing. It has this invigorating, happy association. So wagging my tail, I can do it right now. Woo, you can't see me doing it, but I'm wagging my tail, is so delightful. And I'm serious, I actually do this. I wag my tail because I've watched this animal, and she's more than a pet. She is literally like a little teacher for me in certain ways, because I've allowed her to be. I've invited her influence upon me, and I learned by observing this creature who has some really precious habits, and this wagging thing is one of them. So I am a big fan of wagging now, and I highly recommend that you try it. Finally, it's the prance. Bree has an adorable prance when she's walking down the dock. It's usually the dock dance. This adorable, elegant dance she does. She's just prancing down the dock. Her ears are bouncing. Her tail is up, and she's excited and alert and ready to go out and sniff out the world and sniff those bushes and breathe the air and take in the outside. It's like a sense of anticipation. She's got a lightness in her step and this kind of delighted, let's go exploring, attentiveness about her. And I enjoy witnessing that. It makes me laugh. I feel uplifted when she does that. There are times when I sort of think to myself, what's my version as I'm walking alongside her? What's my version of having a lightness in my step? And what does that do for my mood? These are simple things, They're simple things that can make a difference in my spirit and my mindset. When I am able to activate some part of my brain or my body by imitating this creature, my mood gets better. My day gets brighter. And I'm not joking, I'm serious. That's why I devoted this little reflection to this dog, Bree, my companion. I'm so grateful for her. And I'm super tempted to create a shirt that says, "Be like the Bree." The backstory on Be Like the Bree is when Ben was growing up, his Russian grandmother used to put the word "the" in front of proper names. So she called him the Benji. I love that nickname, the Benji. And in keeping with that tradition, Ben calls Bree the Bree, or the Breester, and lots of other silly names too. So, thank you, Bree. Blessings to you, the Breester. I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your influence. You're a good girl, and in many ways you are mentoring me. I don't know how she's sleeping on through this. I think she's sleeping. Now her eyes are kind of open, but she's acting kind of like she's sleeping. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me for this reflection on the water. I hope you have a great day. Bye.